Back in 3, 2, 1. Back here on Sports Medicine Weekly on this Saturday morning, Steve Cashel and Dr. Brian Cole. Coming up, we have our Ask the Doctor segment. I'm sorry, Shane. This is. Let me start that again. This is the second part of segment 1 in the second show, right?
This opens your show.
Opens the show?
Ask the Doctor's always.
No. But you have Patrick Pauly and Kevin Smunt.
No, so this will be the opening.
One sec, guys.
Opening segment. Okay, I have to say hello.
Yes,
I have to say hello.
hello.
Okay, sorry. Tell me to go again. Tell me when you're rolling.
Go ahead.
3, 2, 1. And here we go, another edition of Sports Medicine Weekly on this Saturday morning. Hi, everyone. I'm Steve Cashel, Chicago Bulls radio host, joined as always by my co-host, Dr. Brian Cole, head team physician with the Chicago Bulls, also one of the team physicians with the Chicago White Sox. He is a sports medicine specialist, orthopedic surgeon at Midwest Orthopedics at Rush. How are you, Dr. Cole, this morning?
I'm doing great, Steve.
Fantastic. Hey, our opening, we got a lot to do, so we're going to get right to it. We're going to talk about the Tissue Procurement Agency right here in the Chicago area, Gift of Hope, and I know they're instrumental in your practice of orthopedic surgery.
Yeah,
right?
just to cut to the chase, the part of the reason we are so successful is that we can predictably place tissue for our patients, and we are an organ procurement state. So my colleagues who do cartilage transplants around the country sometimes have tremendous difficulty because they are not geographically near an OPO or an organ procurement organization or the agencies that actually help with the families, the donor families, and so forth. So, when people come from all over the world to Chicago, in part because we have high quality, unbelievable processes and access to tissue donors that not everyone has. So it's a huge, important part of our practice, and it's largely why we've become a tertiary center for cartilage transplantation.
Let's bring on two experts who know more about this. First, Kevin Smunt, the president CEO of Gift of Hope Organ and Tissue Donor Work Network based out of Itasca, and also Shannon Wyatt joining us as well. She is a donation specialist for Gift of Hope Organ and the Tissue Donor Network. Thanks so much, Kevin and Shannon, for joining us. Right to the questions. Hey, how has donation been going?
Fantastic in the past year, Steve and Brian. We increased our tissue donation numbers by almost 70% last year, thanks to the incredible generosity of the residents of Illinois and Northwest Indiana, and thanks to folks like Dr. Cole, who continue to find ways to honor the gift of donation and help people through his incredible surgeries.
It is. I will tell you, Kevin. It is a full circle, and I love when you guys have the opportunity to come to the operating room and see some of our patient stories. But it's really important for everyone that you work with at Gift of Hope to know what they're doing in the end. And I'm just joint pain. There's hearts, there's lungs, there's liver. There's a lot more critical illnesses that you deal with. But that being said, when you have a musculoskeletal problem and you can't be active and you have pain, it's an unbelievable game changer. And I have hundreds of success stories due to the work that you guys do.
Well, and that's really the key for us, is having those success stories. When we meet families on the worst day of their lives, they've lost the most important person in their lives, we get a chance to rewrite that story. And when they say yes to donation, they give us this tremendous gift, their loved one. And all they ask is that we honor that gift and make something good happen for somebody. So, you're right. The ability to work with incredible physicians like you and the transplant docs on the organ side gives us that chance to honor those families and give them a living legacy.
Yeah, interesting that you said giving the gift to families. Can you explain more? What do you guys mean?
Yeah, and I'm going to let Shannon talk about her experiences. But, the benefits to a family when they've often lost someone early in life, their story has not been fully written. And the act of saying yes to donation and the ability to create a legacy for that loved one really changes the end of that story from one of total tragedy to triumph. And that's what I mean by saying giving the gift of donation. It truly is a gift to the families.
Shannon, what can you add to that? Do you have a story to tell?
I do. I know there is a woman that had the de novo procedure done, and that's particularly performed by junior cartilage or some family member who has lost, a very young child. And they may not be able to be organ donors. Some may, but We request for those special graft tissues to be able to help someone. And I think the favorite part of my story that she shared was that she wrote a letter to the donor family in the eyes of their child, and said, I'm a mom. I have kids myself. I'm able to play soccer with my kids. She traveled all over the world and basically shared, where she's traveled to kind of make it seem like that their son has traveled to all these places too. And a lot of people don't give tissue credit as much as organs, and that's why I want to start spreading awareness that tissue is just important as organ donation as well.
Yeah, just to let people know, de novo is juvenile cartilage. So it's a procedure that we do it requires obviously a very special donor. And I've had donors as young as 8 to 13 years old for our transplants, including de novo. So it's that story is amazing. And I've had a number of patients who have reached out to the donor families through you. And that's how you make the loop. That's how you close the loop, and it's part. I imagine it's a critical part of the healing process.
Again, we're talking about tissue donation and how tissue grafts play an important role in sports medicine. Pretty much have to wrap it up, but let's talk finally about the living legacy, Kevin, if we can.
Yeah, it's really incredible to see these families. I meet them oftentimes at a memorial service 6 months or a year after their act of kindness. And really, that gift is incredible. And one of the things that we can all do to help our families is register to be an organ and tissue donor. You can go to giftofhope.org. It's very easy. It takes about 45 seconds. Just need your driver's license. And by registering, you just let your family know that you want to help somebody in the instance where you might leave this earth.
Great stuff. Kevin Smutt and Shannon Wyatt from the Gift of Hope. We thank you for joining us here on Sports Medicine Weekly.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.